Good morning, students. In today's class, we are going to see force between differential current element problems under that. In the previous class, we have discussed force on differential current element. That is, one if only one conductor is there, what will be the force on that differential current element? Here you need to identify. Here we will be having two conductors carrying current either in same direction or in opposite direction. Under that case, what is the force between the differential current carrying element we have to identify. Now consider two conductors. You can see the conductor, you can see two different configuration. In this configuration, the two conductor is carrying current on same direction. In this particular configuration, the two conductors are carrying current in opposite direction. Therefore, when you are going to see the current carrying, the concept is when the current carrying when the current in both the conductors are in same direction, then it will exhibit a force of attraction. When current in both the conductors are going to be opposite, then it is going to exhibit a repulsive force. Therefore, the force of attraction happens when the current direction is same. The force of repulsion happens when the current direction are going to be different. Now you can consider the two current carrying conductor placed parallel to each other. Each of the conductor will produce its own flux. For example, when you are passing current through the conductor, so to the direction of the current, there will be a flux produced in the conductor where the field will be perpendicular, and this is according to the thumb rule. Therefore, when you are going to consider two current carrying conductors placed parallel to each other, each of this conductor is going to produce its own flux around it. And such two conductors, when placed close to each other, there exists a force of attraction or force of repulsion. And when the current are going to be in the same direction, then there exhibit a force of attraction. When the current are going to be in opposite direction, then there will be a force of repulsion. So force between such parallel current carrying conductor depending upon the two direction of the current. So as we discussed, force of attraction and force of repulsion. For force of attraction, the direction of the current is same in both the conductors. For force of repulsion, the direction of the current is opposite to each other. Therefore, we can write, you can see over here, in case of your Coulomb's law, when you have only one charges, this particular charge will exhibit a field, but it will not be identified or it cannot be recognized until unless one more charge is going to interact with this. In the same way, when you're having two conductors, it is going to be your conductor 1 and this is going to be your conductor 2. When you are passing current through the conductor, it is going to exhibit a field, and the field direction is shown as like here. When this particular field is going to interact with the other current, then only it will be recognized, then there will be a force of attraction or force of repulsion. Now you can consider a two current carrying element, that is, it is your conductor 1, conductor 2. The conductor 1 is carrying a current of I1, conductor 2 is carrying a current of I2. Both the conductor are carrying a current in same direction. The differential current element in conductor 1 is I1 into dl1, and the differential current element in conductor 2 is I2 into dl2, and the direction is going to be same. When both the current direction are same, then there will be a force of attraction between the two current carrying element. But each of your current carrying element carrying current will produce a magnetic field. When current I1 is passing through the conductor number 1, it will produce its own magnetic field. Similarly, when current I2 is passed through this current carrying conductor, it is going to exhibit its own magnetic field. Due to the interaction of one magnetic field with the other current carrying conductor, then there will be a force exhibiting in the circuit. So we can say here two forces will happen. One is going to be, it is the first circuit which is a closed, so which is considered to be as a closed current carrying conductor. I1 is the current flowing, and here you will be having the second conductor carrying a current of I2. You have assumed a differential current element I1 into dl1 in the first circuit, and in the second circuit the differential current carrying element is I2 into dl2. There will be a force of attraction and force of attraction or force of repulsion between these two circuits depending upon the direction of the current. Here the current direction is same. Since the current direction is same, there will be a force of attraction between the two differential current carrying element. The differential force is written as dF. We can write first dF1 is equal to the general formula of identifying the force on a differential current element is equal to F is equal to I into dl cross product with B. I into dl is nothing but the current element of the circuit. B is going to be the magnetic field intensity of the other circuit. So if I wanted to identify the differential force exhibited due to this current carrying element, you can write it is going to be dF1, which is equal to, due to my current element 1, that is I1 into dL1, and when it is interacting with the magnetic flux density of magnetic field intensity with the second coil, then it is going to be, then it exhibits a differential force in conductor 1. Similarly, when you consider a differential force, when you wanted to identify the differential force in circuit 2, then it is going to be dF2. This dF2 is created due to the current element I2 into dL2, and this force is developed when it is going to interact with the magnetic flux density of magnetic field intensity B1. Now I wanted to identify what is the relationship between your B and H. We know that the magnetic field intensity B, magnetic flux density B is equal to mu into H, where mu is going to be your permeability, H is the magnetic field intensity. When we write according to Boyd-Saward's law, we can write dB2 is equal to mu into dH. It is the general formula representing the relationship between your magnetic field intensity and magnetic flux density. According to Boyd-Saward's law, we know that the differential magnetic field intensity dH is equal to I into dl divided by 4 pi r square cross product with unit vector A. So in this I wanted to identify dH2. dH2 means it is the magnetic field produced due to the current element I2. So I2 into dL2 divided by 4 pi R21 square. So this is the point where I wanted to identify the value of magnetic field intensity. So for case 1, this is going to be my effect, and current carrying conductor 2 is going to be my cause. Therefore we have to write the term as mu naught. It is going to be common. dH2 is equal to I into dL2 cross product with AR21 divided by 4 pi R21 square. Substituting the value of dB2 in equation 1, we can write it as dF1 is equal to mu naught I1 dL1 cross product with I2 dL2 cross product with the unit vector divided by 4 pi R21 square. Now similarly you can identify the value of F2 as mu naught I2 I1 divided by 4 pi integration between L2 and L1 dL2 cross product with dL1 cross product with its own unit vector divided by into R12 square, and F2 is equal to F minus F1 because both the current are in same direction, and when you consider the current to be when you consider the force equation, it is going to be your force existing between the two current carrying conductor, and it should obey the Newton's law, that is every action has its own opposite reaction. Force between differential current element, it is shown over here. When it is going to be the direction of the current, the direction of the field is perpendicular to the direction of the current, and it is shown by the thumb rule. A current element I1 into dL1 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 AZ ampere meter, and it is located at the point P1 1, 0, 0, while the second element I2 del L2 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 0.6 AX minus 2 AY plus 3 AZ ampere meter at point 2 minus 1, 0, 0, both in free space. Find the vector force exerted on. So we need to identify the vector force at the current element I2 into dl2. So this is going to be your first current element I1 into dl1, and it is going to be your second current element, that is I2 into dl2. We need to identify the vector force at this particular current element. So at that, if that is the case, this is going to be the effect and this is going to be the cause. Therefore we can identify the force equation. F is equal to, we have to identify the force, dF is equal to I into dl cross product with dB. I want to identify the force exerted at this place. So it is dF2, which is equal to I2 into dl2 cross product with dB1. dB1 is equal to mu into dH1. dH1 I can write it as mu into dH1 can be written as I1 into dl1 divided by 4 pi. Here second point is going to be the effect and first point is going to be the cause. So I can write the distance between the cause and effect as R12 square cross product with AR12 vector. Substituting here, we will get the answer R12, that is the distance vector is going to be minus 2AX, and the unit vector whatever we have identified, it is minus AX vector. Substituting one over the other will get the value of your magnetic flux density as mu naught dH1, which is equal to mu naught value. Mu is equal to mu naught into mu r. Since it is going to be assumed as air as a dielectric material, mu r is going to be 1. Therefore, mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. And the value of dH identified from the above equation is minus 10 to the power of minus 5 divided by 16 pi AY vector. After solving, we'll get the value of the force F2 as F2 is equal to 7.5 AX minus 15.5 AZ 10 to the power of minus 18 Newton. This is going to be the force exhibiting at the current element I2 into dl2 due to the current element I1 into dl. One more problem we can solve. Two wires carrying a current in same direction. So when two wires are going to carry the current in same direction, then there will be a force of attraction. The current in each element is 3 amps and 6 amps, and it is placed with their axis between the axis of 5 centimeter apart. And the permeability in the free space is given as 4 pi into 10 to the power of 7 Henry meter. Calculate the force between them in kg. So when two conductors are parallel and when it is going to carry the current in same direction, it is going to exhibit a force of attraction. Therefore, F we can give as F is equal to mu into I1 into I2 divided by 2 pi d into L. The value of current I1, I2 is 3 amps and 6 amps. Mu is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. L is your length between the two conductor, that is 5 centimeter divided by 2 pi d, that is d is nothing but the distance between the two conductor. Once it is substitute all the values in the formula, we will be getting F force per unit length as 72 micronewton per meter. We wanted to express the force in terms of kilogram per meter. So we can divide this equation by 9.81. After dividing, we'll get the force as 7.3469 into 10 to the power of 6 kilogram per meter. So this is how we need to solve the problem when two conductors is carrying a current in same direction. Suppose if the current in the conductor is carrying in opposite direction, then there will be a force of repulsion, and according to that we have to put a minus sign. From one force to the other force, it is going to repel with each other. Therefore, both the forces are going to opposite. If F1 and F2 are going to be considered as a force in its respective current carrying conductor, then when the current is carrying in opposite direction, we'll get F1 is equal to minus F2. Thank you, students.